Jeangy, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. I
Thanks.
want to first of all ask you how excited you are to finally be going to Eurovision, because of course we know you were meant to go in 2020 and you were
Yeah,
announced back in January 2020. So this has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
it's been a very, very long time coming, and I'm getting butterflies every time I think about the fact that it's next month, because for so long it's been just like looking forward to something and that was so far away, and now it's just right around the corner, and I'm very excited that it's finally happening. Yeah.
What are your feelings like right now compared to, say, January or February last year? Are the nerves the
Oh,
same? Because compared to January and February last year, we still thought the contest would go ahead. So how do
mhm.
you feel now compared to last year?
Ooh, that's a long time ago. Well, the world looks so different back then. I think that this year I may be a bit more calm. Um, but last year in January, the, my Eurovision journey last year was just like I just only experienced the beginning of it, like releasing the song, getting to play it live on radio and stuff like that, and then it was just cut off. And now I'm in a phase that I'm experiencing things that I didn't get to experience last year, right? We're actually rehearsing in the final stages, right? And we're gonna going to Rotterdam next month, which is very exciting, but also also a bit nerve wracking. So I'm up and down.
I can tell you're
Yeah,
very excited as well, which is the most
yeah.
important thing. I'd love to take you back to last year and that really sad moment for everybody where we found out that the
Mhm.
contest was cancelled. And I can see on your face immediately that you can
Yeah.
sort of get back there immediately in your emotions. Can you can you give us an idea about how that felt for you on that day about finding out? Because it was, I guess it was mixed emotions because you found out on the same day that you'd come back this year as well.
Yeah, so hearing that I would come back was yeah, that made it easier to deal with the fact that it was canceled. But I was actually very disappointed and kind of in shock, because in my mind I was thinking, okay, maybe they're just gonna postpone it to like fall, to like December or something like that. But like, looking back on it now with what we know now, that was never gonna be an option. But I really had to yeah, just to get really had to take some time to get used to the idea that I would have to wait another year.
And then how
Yeah.
quickly did you start to focus on 2021? Did you take a step back and take a little bit of a break before focusing any attention on that?
Yeah, well, I guess the beginning of like the pandemic and the lockdown that we've been living in, those first months until like the end of summer, I didn't write anything new because um I just didn't know how to. I just had to find a new way of like, where getting inspiration, because I get in my inspiration from like going to museums or theaters or the movies, or like random spontaneous conversations with strangers or with friends. And now it was like so limited, that interaction that you could have with other people or with art. So this for those first months were like I didn't do anything.
So, what kind of inspirations then did you have for Birth of a New Age? Because this song
Yeah.
is wildly different, isn't it, to Grow from last year? So, what kind of inspirations did you play on to come and write this song?
Well, um, it is actually inspired by people, actually, also, and these movements that have been very obvious in the world. Um, it's an ode to people who like have found the strength to to use their voice, um, to stand up for themselves, but also to stand up for others. Um, and I was also thinking that I was very happy that I have music to escape to, right? And when I'm in the studio, I'm for those hours, I'm not thinking about the pandemic, and I can create a world of my own. Um, and I wanted to write something that could potentially give something people something to escape to, something positive, something optimistic, something that would give them the idea that if they just, kept themselves grounded and just stay true to yourself and just, find the strength inside of yourself that you can overcome difficult times like these.
And you are from Suriname originally. Your heritage is there, and
Yeah.
the song for this year sort of embraces that culture, doesn't it? So how important was it to sort of be able to share that in your song for 2021?
Yeah, well, I was in the studio and we were writing this, Birth of a New Age, and it's about resilience, it's about overcoming stuff, and um, to me, knowing where I come from and knowing that is a foundation of my identity is something that empowers me, and it was so much fun to add that language to the song, knowing that a lot of people have never heard of of Surinamese before. Um, so in an attempt to bring something new and also um, bringing a message of strength and unity. Yeah.
What's the reaction been to Birth of a New Age? Because you released it back in March, along with
Yeah.
so many other countries released it around the same time. So what's it been like seeing the reaction from fans across the world?
Yeah, it's always so much fun to see. That was a whole new thing before I got to represent the Netherlands. I didn't know that there were all these reaction fan videos and stuff like that. But it's just so much fun to see because it adds to like the hype and the celebration around Eurovision. Um, so it's been fun watching those, and it's been also fun here in the Netherlands. Just the fact that we're hosting the whole thing. Um, you can actually feel the anticipation when you're walking like in the streets, because people like come up to me and they wish me good luck, and they're like so excited and happy that it's here. Yeah.
I know you can't compare this to being in a different country and representing the Netherlands in, I don't know,
Yeah.
Spain or France or something like that. But what is it like to be representing the Netherlands in your home country?
Well, it actually feels well. It feels safe, I guess. I can imagine that when you go to another country, that you just have to get used. Get used. You have to get acquainted with like the culture and the people. Um, but here, I've been playing clubs and concert halls here in the Netherlands for quite some years now, and it's nice. It just feels like home. I'm doing so that's all the way I'm approaching it. Also, like I'm just you know gonna sing in my home.
And can you give us an idea about what it's like in the Netherlands at the moment? Are you in Rotterdam? Are you in a different city? What's the vibe like from the people around the country knowing that Eurovision is coming?
Yeah. Well, I live in Amsterdam, so right now I'm in Amsterdam. But I was in Rotterdam actually yesterday because there was this beautiful mural that this amazing artist Timon de Laat painted across a wall, um, which is an ode to Eurovision, but also to my song "Birth of a New Age." Um, we're living in a pandemic, so it's a very very difficult to like actually have close encounters with people that are strangers, but um, just based off of the reactions that I get when I'm walking in the streets and people just, come up to me and they just wish me good luck and stuff like that. I think there's this anticipation and this enthusiasm about Eurovision, also because it's like the first big event that's actually happening since everything went down with Corona.
Absolutely. It's safe to say everybody's very excited that something is
Yeah,
finally going to happen and we can do something to celebrate. It's very, very
yeah,
exciting.
yeah, yeah.
Looking ahead to Rotterdam, then, we already know, of course, that you'll be performing in the grand final. You don't have to worry about the semi-finals, which is a relief. So,
Yeah.
what are your hopes for the grand final? I know this is a very basic question, and you want to say, of course, I want to win. But
Yeah.
realistically, what are your hopes for the night?
Well, I'm just gonna do my best, and I want to enjoy every moment, because like I'm straight in the finals and I just have that one shot. But above all else, I just want to enjoy it, and I just want to um, be in the moment. And I think that if I manage to do that, just be in the moment, just enjoying it, that's usually also what people feel, at home. And yeah, it's so it's such a new thing to me, right? It's like I don't know how to imagine what it's gonna be like.
Can you give us a sneaky little idea into what you'll be doing on the
Ah,
stage in Rotterdam? Is it going to be a reflection of the music video? Is it going to be something different? Give us a little idea about what you'll be doing.
it's gonna have the energy of the music video.
Is that all
That's
you're
all
going
I
to
can
say?
say right now.
I tried. I asked the question. I tried.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's brilliant. I think we're all looking forward to seeing what you do on the stage. I've been speaking to so many other artists who are coming to the Netherlands to represent their countries as well. And we know, of course, you've
yeah.
mentioned the COVID regulations, and everybody's going to have to spend so much time in their hotel rooms trying to just keep themselves busy and entertained. Have you thought about what you can do in your hotel room to try and keep yourself busy?
Well, yeah. Well, we're thinking about that now. We're definitely gonna do some exercise in the morning. And just I'm just bringing my guitar, and I do think that we're gonna have a lot of um, things to do. It's gonna be a very busy. At least my team is like saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a very intense week." So just I think it's not like boredom is definitely not something that's gonna be an issue, I think.
You're going to try and relax as much as possible then.
Yeah, that's the goal in between.
Very, very important.
Yeah,
One last question from me, because we've on the podcast we've been speaking to loads of people who live in the Netherlands and live in Rotterdam to try and get an
yeah,
idea about what the feeling is like in the city and in the country that Eurovision is coming to town. And in this part, we've been trying to learn some new Dutch words because me and my co-host Rob, we don't know a lot of Dutch. So can you
yeah.
give me a Dutch word that would be helpful if I was ever to come to the Netherlands?
Well, that would be helpful. A word.
Or maybe even
Mm.
a food you like, or a dish, or something that I should have to learn if I were ever to come.
Oh, well, this is a sweet dish, but I really like poffertjes.
Porfridges, did you say?
Yeah, poffertjes. It's like, and poffertjes are like these, the Dutch pancakes, but these are like the mini Dutch pancakes, which are for some reason even better. You eat them with like this, yeah, yeah. But if you get the chance, get some poffertjes.
Porfridges. I will, as soon as I can come to the Netherlands, that will be the first thing I try, I assure you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. And the last thing for me to
of
say is
course.
just to wish you the very, very best of luck for Rotterdam.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.